The tiny world of microorganisms. One sunny morning, a curious little girl named Tanvi was cleaning her room when she found an old box under her bed. It was dusty and had a golden star drawn on top. "What's inside this?" she wondered. She opened it carefully and gasped. Inside was a shiny microscope and a note that said, "To the one who loves to explore, this microscope can show you a secret world." Tanvi's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I love exploring," she said. She quickly placed the microscope on her desk and looked through the lens. At first, she saw only blurry shapes. Then suddenly, whoosh! A bright light surrounded her, and before she could blink, Tanvi felt herself shrinking smaller and smaller until she was no bigger than a grain of sand. "Oh my goodness!" she cried. "I'm tiny." Welcome to the micro world. Tanvi stood on what looked like a green forest floor. But this was not a normal forest. The trees were actually tiny pieces of grass, and around her moved funny-looking creatures, some round, some long, some wiggly like worms. A friendly blue creature with tiny waving arms floated up to her. "Hello, Tanvi," it said cheerfully. "You know my name?" asked Tanvi in surprise. "Of course," said the creature. "I am Benny the bacteria, and welcome to the tiny world of microorganisms." "Micro? What?" Tanvi asked. "Microorganisms," Benny smiled. "We are living things so small that humans usually can't see us without microscopes." Tanvi looked around in amazement. "So, all of you are real?" "Oh yes," Benny laughed. "And very important too." Benny, the helpful bacteria. Benny began walking, or rather wiggling with Tanvi. "Some people think bacteria are bad," Benny said, "but many of us are helpful." He pointed to a group of bacteria working together near a leaf. "They are helping break down old plants and turn them into soil," he explained. "This makes the ground healthy so new plants can grow." Tanvi smiled. "So you're like nature's cleaners?" "Exactly," said Benny proudly. Then they passed by a group of bacteria inside a tiny breadcrumb. "These bacteria help humans digest food in their stomachs," Benny added. "They help people stay healthy." "That's amazing," said Tanvi. But suddenly, a sneaky-looking germ zoomed past them. "That one doesn't look friendly," Tanvi whispered. Benny nodded. "Some microorganisms can cause sickness. But humans wash hands, eat healthy food, and use medicine to stay safe from them." Tanvi felt happy, knowing most microorganisms were good helpers. Freddy the friendly fungus. Next, they met a tall, mushroom-shaped fellow wearing a leafy hat. "Hello there," he boomed kindly. "I am Freddy the fungus." Freddy showed Tanvi around his cozy underground home. "We fungi help break down dead things like fallen leaves and food scraps," Freddy explained. "This keeps Earth clean." Tanvi watched tiny fungi turning old fruit into soft soil. "So you recycle nature," she said. "Yes," Freddy laughed. "We are nature's recyclers." He also showed her tiny yeast fungi helping dough rise. "That's how humans make soft bread and yummy cakes," Freddy said. "Wow. I eat bread every day." Tanvi smiled. Alina the amazing algae next. Tanvi met a green, glowing creature floating in a drop of water. "Hi, I'm Alina the algae." Alina shimmered in the sunlight. "We algae live in water and make food using sunlight," she explained. "That's called photosynthesis." "Like plants?" asked Tanvi. "Just like plants," Alina said proudly. We also make lots of oxygen that humans breathe. Tanvi took a deep breath. So even tiny algae help us breathe. Yes, indeed, Alina twirled happily. Alina showed Tanvi a huge underwater city made of algae. Fish swam around happily. We are the base of the food chain in the oceans, Alina explained. Without us, many animals wouldn't survive. Tanvi felt amazed at how important tiny algae were. Vicky the busy virus, but not so nice. Suddenly, a tiny spiky creature zoomed around quickly. Watch out, shouted Benny. That's Vicky the virus. Vicky laughed mischievously. Some viruses make humans sick, Benny explained gently. They enter bodies and make trouble. But humans are smart, Freddie added. They make vaccines and medicines to fight viruses. Tanvi nodded bravely. So humans and microorganisms are always learning about each other. Yes, said Alina wisely. Science helps keep everyone safe. The Micro World Celebration. That evening, the microorganisms held a big celebration for Tanvi. Tiny lights made from glowing algae sparkled. Bacteria danced in circles. Fungi played music using water drops. You have learned about our tiny world, Benny said. Please tell humans that we are small, but very important. Tanvi smiled warmly. I promise I will. Back to the big world. Suddenly, the magical light appeared again. Whoosh! Tanvi felt herself growing bigger and bigger. Before she knew it, she was back in her room, standing beside the microscope. Was it a dream? She whispered. But in her hand was a tiny green sparkle, a gift from Alina the algae. It was real, she laughed happily. Tanvi's big lesson. From that day on, Tanvi loved learning about science. She told her friends, microorganisms are tiny living things. Many help plants grow. Some help make food, some make oxygen. Some can cause sickness, but humans can protect themselves. Even the smallest creatures can do big things, Tanvi said proudly. And every time Tanvi washed her hands, ate healthy food, or looked through her microscope, she smiled, remembering her tiny friends in the magical micro world.